Hey everyone, Dan here. As we like to do on Sundays, I wanted to offer up some ideas for plays that we could look for this coming week. And in this video, we'll specifically be looking at channel plays that we are charting and talk about how we might be able to play them. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And let's kick things off with Mara. So Mara, if you remember, is a way to sort of synthetically play the Bitcoin hype, as the company themselves are a company of Bitcoin miners. And Mara has pretty distinct volatility from, if not day to day, certainly week to week. And this, we're looking at the 30-minute chart here. So Mara has established in this purple channel that you see here. And this blue box signifies like a big gap that it has filled, and this signifies a triple bottom that recently happened. But what I'm more interested in is the channel itself. So right now we're sitting about mid-channel, and but if it just goes sideways here, we're going to be hitting toward the bottom of the channel. So the bottom of the channel, just to sort of like set the stage for all of these channel plays, bottom of the channel is where we look to dip buy something. Top of the channel is where we look to take profit, because we're assuming that it's going to ride itself up to the top of the channel and then come back down to the bottom of the channel and bounce between these levels until the channel doesn't hold. But if you had done that from here, you would have, bought in around 29, you would have sold out, say, at about 33. And then you would have sort of, maybe waited for it to hit the bottom here at 34. Right now it's at 37. You don't always have to wait until it literally touches the bottom of the channel. I typically look for anything mid-channel or below, just depending on what the price action is doing. But Mara looks like a good one. It's already sitting mid-level of the channel, which means it might open toward the bottom of the channel on Monday. And so I would keep a lookout for that as we get into the week. CCIV, this is a little bit of a different type of channel play, but CCIV was caught in this really ridiculously harsh downward channel that it entered way back, technically on the 16th. It just started to break into it and has just been beaten down all the way to about 21 bucks, just in the matter of a week and a half or so. And the whole time it was holding this channel. What it's done just recently is it's bounced itself out of the channel, but you see it's already getting sucked back down into it. So if we see CCIV start to make a couple of higher lows, it'll establish its own new channel, and that would be the one that we'd want to play off of. But I wanted to share this to sort of show how we might play a channel break, being that, if you're looking to take long positions and you prefer to be bullish on stocks, then you can look for a downtrending channel like this one here, and when it breaks that channel, that's where you'd look for it to establish some footing with some consolidation, and then use that to launch back upward and retrace a bunch of the sell-off that had occurred. So that's what I'll be looking for here on CCIV. Basically establish support at 22.96 and then rocket itself into a bunch of higher lows, establish a new channel. I'll share that out, as the week progresses, if that is the way that it goes, and we can play that new channel. But this is a good way to sort of catch those early. And again, it's a little bit hard to explain until it plays out, but what I will tell you is start to look for it to make higher lows. Then it'll start to look like the beginning of an up channel like this. All right. That's CCIV. NNDM, same thing. Channel break looks actually very similar to CCIV, though it is obviously in a different price category. It got beat down from, say, 11.25 all the way to 7.75 here. So also just like a brutal like a week and a half or so for NNDM. But it has now popped itself out. It's been drawn down toward the channel again, but has resisted it so far. So with NNDM, I look for it to start to make some higher lows and butt itself up against this 928. As you see, we had this chart intact for probably a solid month now or so, and it's still sort of a true chart, meaning it's like pointing toward true north. It's holding up. So what we would expect, as it left the channel here, it hit that 928 resistance and got pushed down quite a bit. What I'd look for it to do this time, make a couple of higher lows, bounce off of a 928 resistance point again, but not come down nearly as far. Ideally, not even come down to this 890 level, say. So just a little bit of a resistance bounce off of that 928 and then establishing it as support. That would start to say to me, okay, it might be ready to start establishing a new channel, which, the lowest low would start here and the next lowest low would be here. And so that would be the beginning of its channel. With A1, let's pop it out to the 1 hour chart, and this will give us a little bit of a better view. So previous up channel broke that and broke immediately into this down channel and had this like period of interlude, if you will. But it's started to peek its head out from this downward channel. It didn't last terribly, well, I guess it was about the same amount of time actually, but it wasn't as brutal, say, as CCIVs, for example. But A1 already starting to establish quite a few higher lows on this 1 hour chart, and I'll be looking for them to establish a new channel. This might cool off a little bit, because if it kept building a channel like this, that's going to be a very steep channel. So unless there's really some great catalyst or for some reason like an incredible uptick in buying power, it's unlikely that that's truly going to be how steep the channel is. So don't be surprised if it comes down a little bit and then continues to make its higher lows and sort of does a little bit more of a gradual channel rather than this super steep one here. TSM, we're going to actually zoom out to the daily. So this is a bit of a longer term play, sort of like a swing trade, if you will. But it's right down in my opinion, a dip buy zone for now. It's toward the bottom of this channel. It's been in this channel since February of 2020. Yes, February of 2020, it's been in this channel. So several plays toward the bottom, and now recently making its highest highs out above the top of the channel, and now sort of pressing and testing these limits toward the bottom of the channel. So to me, if the price reacts well off of this bottom of the channel, it's an excellent dip buy opportunity, with the price targets being up here of this 135 and this 144, ultimately on your way to like 150 is what I'm looking for from TSM. And Square, also keep it on the daily here. So this has been an active channel also since February of 2020, and popped itself out a few times. Now is testing toward the bottom of this channel. So this could be a really interesting opportunity for a Square dip buy. And Square has just been on a tear, as you can tell from this chart, for quite some time. And so I'm looking for it to continue this uptrend. It does have a bunch of resistance points here, but that's where I'll be looking to see what it does at those resistance points in conjunction with how it's holding the channel. And that will give me, in my opinion, sufficient information to figure out if it warrants taking a position or not. Alright, well that will do it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and I wish you all the best of luck in the week ahead. If you would like to leave any questions or ideas of your own, you can use the comments below. And if you would like me to cover any tickers, you can just stick the ticker symbol in the comments. Alright, thanks a bunch. I will see you in the next video.